Hello, YouTubers. Today I want to put my testimony out there. I think that it could possibly help someone if you pass the video along to someone that you know that has went through some of the things that I've went through. And this is going to be kind of long, obviously, because I'm 31 and, I'm going all the way back to whenever I was a baby because I feel like it's important. Okay, so here we go. Not to waste any more time. Everybody's testimony is important. Everybody's life is important, and what you've been through is important. And how God's gotten you through it is what glorifies Him the most and what is most important. Okay? Here we go. Alright. I wrote notes because I tend to get off track, and I wanted to stay on track. So you guys could, focus, and we can all focus. Okay. To start off, going all the way back to my birth parents. I'm adopted, so I had birth parents at one point. My birth parents, I was told that they were drug addicts and they were alcoholics to a major degree. Okay, they had 5 children, and I'm the youngest. The oldest was 6 years old, and from what I was told from my file, later on I'll tell you about that, but I got my actual file from DCFS, I don't know, or I believe that's what it's called in Illinois. Anyway, and my counselor at the time, told me all about it. Okay, so my mother did drugs while she was pregnant with all of us children, and drank alcohol to a very severe point. Okay, so I was told that I was very malnourished. I was told that I didn't get fed properly because the oldest one out of all 5 of us children was 6 years old by the time we got moved to a foster home. So, if you can imagine, your 5-year-old or a 5-year-old, taking care of an infant that I was. I can't even hardly imagine it. I try to, and it's just, But, so, they didn't change my diaper, they just didn't care because they didn't, they wanted to do drugs, and they wanted to, drink alcohol and be gone, and all this stuff. So, okay, anyway, that's kind of whatever. But I want to make that point because I feel like the enemy wanted to take me out from get-go, wanted to take my whole family out from get-go. So anyway, the police was called one day. This was back in 1977, so the police was called, and because we were all outside. I don't know where I was. I was just told that we were all outside and we were playing without shoes on, and in some old abandoned cars that had been they were really old and just kind of whatever. No supervision whatsoever. They said. So the neighbors called and the police came and they took us away. They took us away to a foster home in Harrisburg, Illinois, I believe is what I was told. And then, after a period of time, we were adopted out. It didn't take too terribly long. I know for me, from what my adoptive mother, Linda, has said, I was a year old, I guess a little over a year old, because I guess it was 1978 when they finally adopted me. Was able to adopt me. And my mother said that whenever she saw me later on, she told me whenever she was able to talk about it, she said that I was very, very skinny, very, very sick, she said, and my hair looked like straw. She said it was very coarse, very brittle, very, just you. She said, she wouldn't put it in those terms, but she said it was like straw, she said. Anyway, okay. And she said that I had to go to the hospital a lot. I was constantly, in and out of the hospital with bronchitis. She said that I had chronic bronchitis, which to this day, whenever I get sick and get a cold, it's really bad. I sound like what they told me, a dying horse when I talk. I had pneumonia, and I was not happy. My mom said I would cry all the time, and she would try to console me, and it wouldn't work. She would have to call Grandma down, and, they would have to try to deal with me, together. But there's kind of a blank period in there where I don't really know a whole lot. I don't remember a whole lot, except for a few, odds and ends. I remember one time sitting at the kitchen table during dinner. My mom always had us sit down at the kitchen table. She was a conservative lady. She was very, put together and all this. Anyway, she had us sit down at the kitchen table, and I was in a booster seat. I remember specifically this booster seat was yellow, and it was round, and it had little animals all over it. And I was sitting in there, and I remember my mom and dad, my adoptive mom and dad, Linda and David, arguing really loudly and very strongly over where Walmart was and how to get to Walmart. I remember thinking that I wasn't very comfortable in that situation. And I'm so little, I'm in a booster chair. I couldn't have been more than 4 or something like that. So that's that. And then I remember some other odds and ends which are good. I remember my grandpa Roan. I remember that he took me on rides in his combine whenever he would have to go, combine the fields and stuff, and harvest the fields, because he was a farmer. He had this big, huge farm, and I got to ride the tractor with him a lot. I got to, swing on the tire swing and things like that. And my grandma Roan rocking me in the rocking chair whenever I got sleepy and tired, and I really loved that. So anyway, that's part of my testimony, and I think my 10 minutes are up. So that's, up until about 4 or 5. This is going to be long, but I hope that you guys bear with me, because I know that my testimony is important, and God has told me that my testimony is very important and that I need to get it out there, and this is the only way that I know to get it out there. So, alright, God bless you, and God's will be done in your life. Bye-bye.